Coach, winter is just around the corner as you get a look at New Era Field just south of Buffalo, New York. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. First carry now for Kareem Hunt. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run with Hunt on second down. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing, Mayfield. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Oh, and he's taken down here by his face mask by the looks of it. And a penalty flag is going to give him much better starting position. The face mask moves him all the way out past the 40 now for first down. A run for Nick Chubb. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 42-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's be
He'll pitch it back. Evades the tackler, and now some space. Dashing through the snow. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Check me out. Switch. Wide. Get wide. Like 7. Turn up. Kill.
2nd down, it's Henderson. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
56. Watch the run.
3rd and long, it's Stafford. Launching one for Henderson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They'll start with Hunt on the ground. The tackle made by Levi Wallace.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Here we go. He's coming. Double up, double up.
Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down, it's Hunt. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Each team has its own terminology. Some people call it jumbo, some call it monster, some call it king. But it doesn't really matter. They brought in a big lumber to pick up that first down.
Yeah, you think about goal line defense with the goal line offense that time getting it done. Gonna give this time to the tailback. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
What we got? Check 3, check 3, check 3. Check 43. Hey!
Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this day, has got to be priority 1.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Check. Hurry. Check 3. Hey, box truck.
Mayfield leaves it for Hunt on the draw. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
No.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. 3-0 after one on EA Sports.
Bills nothing.
Red 80. Mike 56. Right here. Check. Lock it.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
King. Here we go. Hurry. You got that right there. He's crouching.
On 2nd down now, it's Hunt. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. That's complete to Taywan Taylor. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A good pickup there for the Browns. 15 yards.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage. And that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area. So you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
At the 20-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. This is Hunt. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
At the 11-yard line.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal.
6-6, bullet 5. Hey, alert! Hurry!
They run with Hunt. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns Browns touchdown. Kareem Hunt with touchdown number 20 on the year, and the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnover. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Stafford, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Stafford now to throw. Thomas has got it. Complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
White. Smooth. 53. Mike. I got you. Pop. Slam. Check.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 12-yard line.
53 to Mike. Pilot, 64, weak. And we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. Switch it. Come on, switch it. 40 got.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford, and his throw's going to be incomplete. Demarius Randall that time there to knock it free.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. You gonna see me?
Out of the gun, Stafford. And caught by Thomas for a Bills touchdown. Michael Thomas hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as they are now on the board here in the first half. You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Browns offense drive about to get started. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Mayfield buying time to his left. This one caught by his tight end, Mack. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, not too many breaks ahead according to the radar. More snow on the horizon as we are back underway in half number 2. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a...
Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. Thomas, the intended target. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On third down, punt. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it first and goal. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
From back at the 4, here's second and goal. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that is going to set up third and goal.
Protect. 180. 54 miles. King.
They run right side with Hunt. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
Well, Brendan, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want to.
Without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Second and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
Don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning. It's all right. Don't get nervous. Switch. 36. And middle.
And again, it's Chubb. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
180. Right there. 56. And we got to get to the bubble right. Get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Convert it. Shift. Watch the shift. Shift. Check 99. 32. Check.
On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game.
Set. 280. 56. Curly. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. 21.
On the carry, it's Chubb. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8.
Check pass. Slam. Kill. X3. 218. Chopper. Middle.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. He gets it to Thomas. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Brings up third and 4.
11. 56 is the mic. Watch the screen. 59. 56. Check 56. Look at him.
From the 50, it's Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
Their own 43-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
bashed it.
Super toe.
180. Run. He's coming.
They run again with Hunt. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Now, after the run by Hunt, here's first and 10. And now here's a carry heading left. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a second and 9.
Here comes the ball.
Brings up second and 9.
We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Hey, we're 33.
On second down, it's Hunt. Oh, no, he lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go. Switch. Wide. Get wide. Kill. Alert. Kill.
There's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 5.
The Bills on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 42-yard line. Henry out of the pistol. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Check. 280. Check. 53 is mine. Watch the run. Hey. 10. Hey, 22. Hey.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
He's coming. 22. He's coming, double up.
A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, and all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Nick Chubb. His 19th touchdown now on the season, as his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead here in the 4th. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy. All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And they got across the 50 last time but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Alert, alert! Hurry, hurry! Check 24. Check 24. Check 24. Mike 5-4.
On first down, they go right back to Hunt. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Hey, alert, 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 alert! Pick it up, defense, let's go. Hey, one set, check 554.
Looking to throw on second down. Mayfield, he's going to air one out. It's caught inside the 25. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. A big play that time for Cleveland. 45 yards.
First down, Cleveland.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
Check three.
Now Hunt. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
You don't want no crime from me.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. On third down, Hunt. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Hunt, and he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Kareem Hunt, his 21st touchdown of the season, and the Browns have taken the lead.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. they go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
And they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Oh, that's about as tough as they come. You're driving to try to put the ball in the end zone and tie the game, and that happens.
It's exciting for us, wasn't it? Because we were thinking, hey, we might be headed towards overtime. Instead, it looks like this one may very well be done. And guess what? If you're a fantasy owner and you have that defense, you just had a big, big game, didn't you?
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. They've officially gone final in Baltimore. And it was the Panthers that wound up winning that one. If they could win that game, it would mean win number 11 for them on the season. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously cost them.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right? Good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And despite the cold, despite the snow, this one was fun to watch, and I want to thank you for bringing two things, the space heater and the hot chocolate. Those were a big help for us here in the booth.
Yeah, just so you know, in the future, get your own space heater. Okay, I'm an only child. I don't share very often. But this had to bring out, like, the 12-year-old in us, didn't it? I mean, to be able to watch this, and let's face it, when you were that age, you didn't come inside until Mom screamed, "Get inside now, young man," because you wanted to be out there just having a good time. And actually, you almost forgot just how cold it was. I'm sure these guys didn't, but they ended up playing just like those 12-year-olds and getting it done.
So for the Browns, the final 2 weeks are going to tell the story for them as they move to 9-5 with the win. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as they drop to 6-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.